Guys, you must use pantry. Let me tell you why. Prices have gotten so outrageously high until if you don't keep your pantry stocked, you won't have nothing to eat. I'm serious because the meats, the eggs, everything is very expensive. I was talking about pantry yesterday, but I thank God because some days I'd be tired and I don't feel like cooking all the time. If I don't feel like it, guess what? I got cans of soup in there. I got a little cans of fruit, little things like that, but I try not to eat everything out the can, but it's good to keep something stocked in your pantry. So I want to tell you guys I got the top 30 cheapest foods you can buy. Because while everybody was out buying a whole lot of stuff yesterday, I cooked from my pantry. I sure did. I made a soup. I made a big soup, like a mac and cheese type pasta soup, and I used a pound of ground turkey that I had in the freezer. And today we eat leftovers because I don't want to see the food thrown away. I had made a whole big, almost a whole bag of that pasta, those elbow pasta, and then I had my black beans and my tomato sauce and my ground turkey and onions, bell peppers, and all of that stuff in it. So I said, we're not going to throw this away. I put some more sauce in that stuff, and we finna make it into a soup today. And I even tossed some corn, a can of corn over in there, and I'm going to make some cornbread patties here to go with it. Say when I want to make something like cornbread or something, I have bought these plantain chips, and I filled this up with my MacArthur flour. It ran out, so I mixed in some pancake mix into my MacArthur flour, and I have just regular cornmeal in another container. But when I want to make some turnover patties, I always keep this filled to the top with flour, with good flour I like. And if I don't have flour, I put some cornbread mix. I put some pancake mix or either some other type of flour in here. But I keep it filled with flour. And my cornmeal thing is empty too. I keep a little cornmeal in another container. And this is my little pantry I've been developing. I got a couple of little things up here. But I try to keep, you want to always keep your tomato sauces and tomato pastes and some kind of rices, quinoa, any rices you can keep, canned tunas, macaronis. I got the oats. I keep the oats and the nuts and all things like that. But let me tell you what my top list is. First, we're going to start with the cheapest meats because you want to know what's affordable that I can get in bulk to keep in my freezer. You can get sausage. I know this like the poor man food. Any type of bulk sausage. You can get Italian sausage. You can get pork sausage. You can get beef sausage. You can get mixed sausage. Sausage is something you can always make a pasta dish with, or a meatball sandwich or something. If you don't want to eat a dish, you can just make a sandwich out of it. The other type meat that's pretty good, pretty affordable in most markets is chicken. You can get, if you have a big family, you might want to buy whole chickens and bake it as whole, or try and cut it up into pieces. It's cheaper when you buy it whole. Another thing is a whole turkey. Sometimes turkeys are marked down because it's not the holidays. You can cook a whole turkey, or you can cut parts of the turkey. Ground meats like ground beef, ground turkey, ground pork, those are usually cheap. Bone-in pork chops, if you eat pork chops. Those are the top 5 of cheap meats. The cheap cuts of let me tell you, the cheap cuts of you can get of you eating chuck eye ribeye steak. If you eat steak, the chuck eye ribeye steak. Ribs, pork ribs, beef ribs, and the cheapest fish is going to be your canned tuna. Any type of tuna are cheap, but I don't eat mackerel. Mackerel don't have fins, But if you want to eat tuna, like tuna fish, you can make some tuna, or you can get you some salmon in there, or some sardines or something like that. But I don't eat mackerel. The other thing is the next thing is the dry goods. The five top dry goods is gonna be rice, any rice. You can get I don't know who this is called. Somebody always call. You can get stuff like white rice, but I normally opt out for brown rice. But you can buy that in bulk or get it in bulk. Rice, pastas, beans, dry beans or canned beans, breakfast cereal like oats and grits and cream of wheat, and canned soups. Those are good to keep. The other thing for breads, the cheapest breads is going to be your hot breads. Like when you go to the bakery, they sell French bread for like 99 cents for a long roll. You can make sandwiches out of that. You can just brown it and eat it with butters or something, or oils, and sauces that you have, dipping sauces, hot breads. The other cheap bread is rolls. Sometimes the bakery sell rolls like in bulk. They sell it for $2 a bag or $3 a bag. You get a lot of rolls for the price. The other thing you can do is get the longest loaf of bread that's on sale in your supermarket for the week. They normally have some type of wheat bread that's on sale for the week. If you don't have wheat, if it's white, you have to put it in a toaster and toast it so it won't break down the sugar. Try to toast it real dark. The next thing you can do is keep flour. Like I told you, you can make your own bread. Keep flour, keep cornmeal, keep you some dough, like doughs like biscuits and things like that, quick doughs. And you can make your own dough if you have the flour. The next cheap thing, I'm going to put a list below, guys. The next cheap section is going to be your liquids. You know what I'm going to say about that, right? Water is your cheapest liquid. It's free, you know. Sometimes you have to buy it if it's not clean, but water, the next thing you can do with water, mix it with lemon, mix it with lime, mix it with fruit. If you want to add in a little sweetener to make it taste good. The next cheapest liquid is coffee. You can make it black with cinnamon, or you can mix it with a little creamer. The next thing is teas that you make with tea bag. And the fifth thing is ice. Ice is very cheap. What you do with ice, though, is you put fruit in the ice and make tea. You can make a cup of tea, or you can make a pitcher of tea. Like you can freeze your lemon juice, squeeze your lemons out into the ice cube trays, and you will have lemon squares. And then you can make teas with it. Any type of fruit that you have, you can put into your freezer ice cube trays and make a flavorful drink out of it. It's much more healthier than buying juices, because juices can become expensive. But I would say if you gotta buy juice, try to get a cranberry juice or a low sugar apple juice, you know, if you have to. Or, you know, orange juice have way too much sugar. You can make your own orange juice. The next thing is fruits and vegetables. The cheapest fruits and vegetables is potatoes. It can be white or sweet or purple. They have a purple potato now. The next fruit is going to be a tomato. It's a fruit and a vegetable. Another cheap fruit is I want to say a cucumber too. Cucumber with that. Lettuce. Lettuce is a cheap, if you get the iceberg lettuce or any type lettuce. Greens, cabbage, lettuce. And the last one is the banana. Banana is a very cheap fruit that you can eat and make desserts out of. You know, and you can use them for some baking if you don't use eggs to hold your products together. Some people use bananas and applesauce, the vegans do, instead of them using egg. And I forgot to put egg. Egg is a cheap thing too if you're just searching for protein and you can't get them, you can't buy the meat, you know. So that's my, 25, that was 30 things that's cheap that you can get for your family and keep them fed. And you can pick from that 30 items and come up with like a whole grocery list, a whole menu per se for the week. I'm going to show you how to do that this week, actually. That's the task that I'm going to do this week. Even though I'm on weight loss, I'm going to show you how you can eat on the cheap while you're weight lossing from this 30 group of items. All right, I'll put it at the bottom. Bye.